This video is for science, social science, marketing science, and scams. Yes, ma'am. I know I can't be the only one that's ever wondered, is there really a difference between a curly hair product, like a product that says on the label for curls, versus a product that says it's for all hair types? So the question is, are curly hair products a scam? Is it all marketing? We're about to find out with a side-by-side comparison. On one half of my head, I'm going to use a full routine with products that have nothing to do with curlies versus a range completely made for curly hairs. And while we do this, we're gonna have to get a little nitty-gritty and scientific about hair on a molecular level. Is curly hair actually different? So much so that it requires completely separate products? More on what the science says in a bit. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below so we can actually make this a series. First up on the docket, we are going to use Aveda product. If you have been watching my channel, you've seen me use each and every one of these products before, but we have yet to compare them. So this will be interesting and it'll let us know if you actually need two separate routines, if you are someone who likes switching up their hair throughout the seasons. And if all goes well, I'll be able to recommend a non-curly hair product routine that you can use on both your curls and your blowouts or for straightening. A win-win scenario, hopefully. Stay tuned to see, and without further ado, let's get to it. Ooh. Now, while we are doing a half-half comparison, I respect myself and I hate a middle part. And so we are going to do a little zigzag switcheroo. Okay, I'm literally like drawing a line down my head with the comb. Oh yeah, we slayed that. Jumping right in with our prep. So on the curly side, we're gonna be using the Aveda Be Curly Curl Perfecting Primer. How does something perfect curls versus a regular nutriplenish leave-in conditioner? Well, to demonstrate that, we do want to make sure we apply our products properly. So I always like to give my products a shake, especially if it says to shake well. And you actually don't want to be applying your conditioners on sopping, soaking wet hair because it's just going to kind of slip off of your hair and not actually adhere to where you want the product to go. The whole point of a leave-in conditioner, which may not necessarily be part of your routine. If you aren't using one currently, well, maybe this will change your mind too. A leave-in conditioner is going to help to detangle your hair. It's also going to, imagine your hair, especially if it's damaged, has holes in it. A leave-in conditioner is going to help to fill those holes so it feels silkier, is easier to style, and is less frizzy, and also protected. Both of these products are very similar. They both offer heat protection up to 450 degrees. They both have UV protecting filters that help to protect from the dryness of the sun. But one just has a focus on moisture and replenishing the hair that is drier. I'm gonna first spray this, really let this kind of coat my hair. Oh, and my face, apparently. And then after gently working that in, I'm gonna add some extra water. So I don't wanna put my leave-in conditioner on soaking wet hair. I will towel dry it slightly. I can't do anything smoothly, basically. I guess it's just because I'm a curly girl through and through. Nothing is, as I was saying, you can always add your water after spraying. That made perfect sense. What doesn't make sense to some is why would we want to use something specifically for curly hair? Because if it's only for curly hair, can I use it on my straight hair as well? What makes curly hair different? I am actually so glad you asked. There have in fact been scientific studies done on the difference between not curly hair versus straight hair, but Caucasian hair versus African American hair. So curly coily strands versus straight to wavy strands. And there are differences all across the board. Hold on, let me get this on. Let me put that shit on. Okay. While we're here, if you are skipping your primer, your protection, as I mentioned, please put it on, please. put it on. Especially tighter textures, because when evaluated versus straighter hair, the diameter of the strand throughout the hair, the tensile strength, the moisture contents, the organization of the cortical cells, there are in fact many differences between these different textures of hair. So there is a reason why we shop for different products based on our hair types. The next question is, does that disregard any benefits that products that are for all hair types may have? Like, is a product for all hair types misleading? And maybe they should just... Let's break that down as we apply our next product. Both creams. On my for all hair types side, I'm using the Botanical Repair Bond Building Styling Cream. This is another styling cream that can be blow dried into the hair. It has heat protection as well. And it has bond builders for strengthening. So strength is very, very important for curly hair, especially since curly hair, 9 times out of 10, is more porous and more fragile. When I say the diameter of curly hair, curly, coily, African hair, as found in these studies, changes in diameter, I mean where the curl actually curls, the strand becomes thinner. So there are many more weak points in the hair that makes it more likely to break. There's actually also less cuticle layers on curly hair than on straight hair. So this is why curly hair is naturally more porous. It will naturally release more moisture, which is also what leads it to being a little bit more on the fragile and weaker side. So a cream is going to help supplement these needs. We're giving our hair the moisture right now. And like I said, after I've applied the product, I do go in with more water to help distribute it. You want the product to cling to the hair before you add water. And I always like to distribute the product through the hair with a brush. Now, as I mentioned, this is a bond building styling cream that also has heat protection. Any type of curly hair, I'm talking wavy, curly, or coily, compared to ethnically Asian hair, just that perfectly straight, silky hair, actually require more heat protectants as well as less heat to style it. Wait, let me rephrase that. They don't need less heat to style it. It's not like it's easier to style with less heat, but you want to use less heat because they are more vulnerable. The types of cells that make up the structure of our hair contain less of a protein that actually gives your hair more strength as well as shape. Those proteins which are lacking in curly hair are actually called cysteines. And what holds these cysteines together is the disulfide bonds in our hair. You may have heard of disulfide bonds before. The hair is made up of 3 different types of bonds, and the disulfide bonds are the strongest and most important for the integrity of the hair. All of that's to say, if you are straightening your hair a lot, it's so important to use a bond building, strengthening product. And even if you're not straightening your hair, if you have curly hair, it is also very helpful to strengthen the hair with proteins. So that is what a lot of curly hair products will have. They may contain hydrolyzed vegetable proteins like this product does, and or lighter versions of proteins like peptides and amino acids, which are smaller and therefore loved by more hairs, because some people are in fact just a little protein sensitive. I have found coarse hair as well as hair that's just not damaged. Hair that is on the straighter to wavier side doesn't tend to need as much protein. That being said, a curly hair routine, if you are fine, if you are color treated, if you are high porosity, usually thrives when you are using a protein in your routine. Proteins, peptides, amino acids. These help to strengthen curly hair, which is structurally weaker than straight hair. Those are the facts. So back to our question. Will a non-curly hair routine work on curly hair? I'm gonna zip it for a minute. I'm going to define my curls with a styling brush that I always use. I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides so we can really just see how the products are going to work. I am temporarily back to yap because curly coily hair structures tend to have a lower moisture content in the hair. That is why a lot of curly hair products on the market are oilier. They'll always have that richer formula that would be, quite frankly, way too heavy on someone with really fine and or straight hair. So once again, another reason for validity, which further explains why there is a need for products that are marketed for curly. It doesn't mean other textures can't use these products. especially if your needs do match those as described, such as, maybe your hair is extremely dry. That is why you'll see a lot of people reaching for those really thick, heavy conditioners and deep conditioners that are marketed for black hair, on any type of hair, on a straighter texture, because it will be deeply nourishing. And different ways that you can navigate using these products to kind of customize it for your hair's needs is simply by not using as much of the product and not leaving it on too long. Even when it comes to a protein treatment, some people feel like using protein on their hair can make it feel more brittle, a little drier, not as moisturized. And it's not that a protein treatment dries out your hair, but as a film former, it can create a coating over the hair that can make it feel a little stiff and brittle. So not leaving it on, keeping it on shortly, rinsing it well. Those are just little ways that you can customize a protein treatment, not to get too off topic, but this also applies when you're using maybe a curl cream on hair that is actually naturally soft and not that dry. Using small amounts in your hair at a time will prevent you from putting on too much and letting it weigh down your hair, which can cause your hair to feel and look weighed down. So something else I do like to do is take a microfiber towel and I will carefully scrunch and squeeze to help release any excess product that is sitting on top of the hair, especially if your hair is finer. Now, one of the biggest differences between a curl routine and a routine that is for straight hair is the actual difference in the styling products itself that you would use. For example, almost all successful curl routines will consist of a gel. If not a gel, they may also use a foam or a mousse. Both of these are setting products that will help give shape and hold to the hair. But of course, they are a little bit different. So we have on the non-curly side, this is a dirty, there's hair stuck in here. Phomollient styling foam to add volume and shine. This is actually great to apply to blowouts, especially on fine and medium hair that can fall flat easily. And we're gonna scrunch a little bit of this in to also add that weightless shine and volume. And we'll see what kind of hold we get. It does say to take 3 to 5 pumps. And we are gonna do 5 because I want to. Now on our curly side, we add a gel, and whether you have a soft, looser wave pattern or a tight coily curl, if the styling goal is hold and a long lasting style, you always want to use a strong hold gel. It will make the hair a little crunchy, but it's also just something that you need to bear through. Even if you don't like that crunchy, crispy hair, we'll talk about how to fix that soon. I'm gonna apply this the same way. If you notice, I do a very light glaze. I want to make sure that creating this outer coating on the hair of gel, the shell, to lock that shape in place. A little water, please. Okay, we have effectively applied all of our products. Now all that's left to do is diffuse. So I'm gonna go dry my hair off camera, but I won't touch it much, and I'll be right back to show you the crunch. Very interesting. Curly versus non-curly. What's it gonna be? Besides scary. God, it's always a little scary doing these side by sides. I am someone that values symmetry. Therefore, pray for me. All right, this is my hair dry, looking curlier than ever. Might we just add that? Looking pretty comparable on both sides, but definitely feeling softer on the non-curly phomollient side versus the curly Be Curly Advanced Coil Definer Gel side. This could survive a hurricane, whereas this is going to look a lot more fluffy. To help us reveal the results underneath, I'm just gonna take one little pump, small amount of the Nutriplenish multi-use hair oil. Just want to use something to help lubricate my hands to soften these strands. What are we seeing? Is there a difference side by side? Do I actually need a curly hair routine if these are the results I can get using products that aren't necessarily catering towards my type, but rather my styling preferences and my hair needs? Because the number one thing that I am seeing is that it's not necessarily about the products, but how you're using them. And since we did apply all of these products in the same order, which I would have applied a curly hair routine, starting with a primer to protect, following with a cream to add moisture as well as strengthening, and topping that off with a styling foam to finish setting, I met all of my curly hair needs, and I can also use each and every one of these products for a completely different hairstyle. If I wanted to blow dry my hair into a round brush blowout, I could use all of these same products, of course applied a little bit differently, because again, it's not just about the products, but how you use them. This is why it's so important to read the labels and also to understand what your hair texture is. So it is important to note that curly and coily hair is definitely different than straight hair. Scientifically, whether that's Asian or Caucasian hair, African hair that has a coilier texture is going to be different on a molecular level. It is going to be more needy, more susceptible to damage, more fragile, more dry, and therefore will benefit from routines that already know that already contain the ingredients, the peptides, the lipids, the oils, the butters that are going to favor coilier textures. Therefore, in conclusion, are curly hair products just a marketing scam? Is it just a gimmick? Is it really necessary? There is definitely a need for curly hair products because not all hair types are built the same. However, you still can use products that are for all hair textures if they suit the needs of your own hair. And always consider your hair's texture, if it is fine, medium, or coarse, and your hair's porosity, if it is low porosity, resistant to water, or high porosity, probably damaged, and very thirsty. I would probably be less thirsty if I drank any water throughout this video, but I have just been sipping on the same coffee that is now cold and disgusting. So anyways, now that my hair is done, I think I'm ready to go. If you have any more questions on this topic, do let me know in the comment section below. And if you would like to see some more side-by-side comparisons of a curly hair routine versus using products that are not for curly hair, but in a curly hair manner. If you have specific requests, let me know. I'm gonna have all the products that I used in today's video linked in the description box below. So if you're not already, please do subscribe so you can see me again very shortly. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. This has been your main girl Mel, and I am out. Peace. Wait, oh my God, I'm back to continue to yap. I just took my hair dryer and kind of elongated my curls a little bit. They were a little too bouncy. The shrinkage was doing its thing, but I'm back to share a little comparison now that I've messed with the hair a little more. And the curly side, mainly because of the gel, but also mainly because of the types of ingredients that are in here, because there are those peptides, proteins, lots of film formers to help reinforce the shape of the curl. There's a lot more curl memory here and a lot more hold compared to this side. This side's just a lot softer, so it probably won't last me as long. Therefore, I can live with this routine, but I would be happy if I just added a gel to use when I was wearing my hair curly. But let's say I was traveling, and again, I like to wear my hair both ways all the time. I would travel with these products over just a full curly hair routine, strictly because I will get better versatility. That's it. Now I'm done. Ooh, that was really smooth. My belly's gonna groove. I could just tell after this video, I'm gonna wanna move. Let me call the girlfriends. Who's going out? It's a Sunday. I miss industry nights because when I was off Sundays and Mondays, because I was working in salon Tuesdays through Saturdays, like a Sunday night out, that's when the freaks come out, you know? Me. I need to get back outside. Yeah. Here we go. Let's center myself. Please keep your hands, arms, and feet inside the frame at all time. Ew, got some dead skin. Thanks. Okay, all right. I hate this chair. It's just annoying. I need to get a move on. Beep boop bop, beep boop bop. It's fine, you don't have to be shy. You can tell me how pretty I look today. I feel it in me bones. You know that feeling? I know that feeling. I know that feeling when I'm tan. I'm a tan. I said it before, I'll say it again. I wore a robe this entire video, and you know what? I've kind of gone through all of the tops that I currently have. I need to do a cute top haul. I need to do a cute top haul. I need to do some shopping. And because we're kind of in that weird in-between weather where summer is definitely over, but it's not quite fall yet. It's the confused temperatures. And so therefore, I don't know what to wear besides my underwear. So anyways, I digress. I'm stressed. I have to go take a thumbnail. I'll put a top on for a thumbnail. And if I've worn the top before, yeah, thanks for listening, yapping along with me. That's great.